What's up, guys? Your boy Hokage Puya here. I'm back finally with another SDFC video. I went on vacation and everything. I couldn't get on the SDFC content crack, guys, but I'm here post-match reaction, and I wish it was under better circumstances, man. When I last made a video about SDFC, things were going great. The team was developing. Teams in the MLS couldn't really figure us out. But I'm sorry, man. Today's loss to RSL at home, 3-1, was embarrassing. It was embarrassing, and I understand we're a brand new franchise team. I understand this team hasn't even played 10 MLS games in their history. I understand that, but I'm sorry. I just don't want to stick around. I don't want to stick around for some loser team, show up every weekend, buy the season ticket just for us to lose, for this team to not develop. We've done very well this season so far. We're like top 6 in the Western Conference. Who would have expected that, right? But we lose today 3-1 at home to an RSL team that we went to Salt Lake to and beat 3-1. I think it was about a month ago, 4 or 5 weeks ago. We beat them 3-1 at their home. They come back 4 or 5 weeks later and they pimp us 3-1. They make us look stupid. And honestly, we deserve to lose this game. We didn't do anything this game to besides having a lot of possession for me to come away saying, we could have got at least a point. We could have at least got a draw from this game. No, there was not really much positive from this game. Besides maybe a couple dangerous Chucky moments, there wasn't really anything positive in this game, and RSL fully deserve it. Now, I will say, RSL, they deserved the win. They won 3-1. But, they didn't. The frustrating thing for me, especially for today, is that it's not like they destroyed us, they outplayed us, they cut us open, and they scored goals on vicious counterattacks, and they scored goals from beautiful team play. What were their 3 goals? Well, the first one was from off. It was a great finish, by the way, by the number 8 for RSL. I'm forgetting his name. Great finish from him on the first goal. But it all comes from a mistake from Willie at right back, losing the ball in a stupid situation, countered, and it was a great finish in the end. I do think CJ Dos Santos should have done better on that. It's a basically placed shot to the center of the goal, is a little bit elevated. You should be saving that, CJ Dos Santos. I'm sorry. The second goal was a penalty. Now, in the stadium, when I was at the game, no one really understood what the hell was going on. I didn't even know the referee, that he was at was the VAR booth. And he went and he told the stadium what the call was. You couldn't even hear the guy. So I'm not even sure. I haven't watched the highlights yet. I'm not even sure what we got a penalty for, but I'm guessing it was like some kind of handball no one saw. They scored a penalty, and then the third goal for RSL was a beautiful banger of a shot to the bottom right-hand corner from the substitute that came in at about like the 19th minute. For the guy that, their center back got clobbered in the head by their goalie. He literally got knocked out. That was actually crazy to see. I was really close to that when it happened too. I was like right away, that guy got knocked the fuck out, UFC Jorge Masvidal style, dead ass. But yeah, the frustrating thing for me is that the RSL didn't score from amazing football, from amazing soccer, whatever, since we're talking about MLS. They didn't, create these amazing attacks. They scored off those 3 incidences, and at the end of the day, though, they deserve it, dude. Because what you see from 5 weeks ago when we beat RSL 3-1, and now 5 weeks later we lose 3-1 at home to RSL, is this team has stopped developing. We're now on a 3-game losing streak. A 3-game losing streak, right? 9 goals conceded, I think, in these last 3 games. The team looks lost. I'm watching the game today, and first of all, after the first half was good, right? The first half I really felt like it was a decent performance. The second half today was awful. It was garbage. It was genuinely the worst half of football, or soccer, sorry. The worst half of soccer this SDFC team has played, at least in my opinion, because it was uninspiring. Everyone in the team looked like they had different ideas on what to do. The press was horrible, leaving spaces and gaps all over midfield and defense. We made it easy for RSL, bro, to just close this game out. RSL, even if they didn't score that 3rd goal, guys, they could have easily just coasted to a 2-1 victory because we just weren't doing anything. We weren't doing anything. And I think what you're seeing here is this team has stopped developing. Teams are, one, figuring us out. Two, it's this team isn't developing, like I just said. We're still playing, obviously this is going to be our generic style, we want to high press, we want to offside trap, we want to have possession, we want to control the game, right? We want to impose our will, like I said in previous videos, onto the opponent. But what happens when that doesn't go to its plan? What happens when the game plan is figured out, when the game plan is not necessarily working out? What's the plan B? And that second half today was a clear example for me and this SDFC team that there is no plan B. Now, again, I understand we're a young club. We haven't even played 10 games in the MLS, blah, blah, blah. But I'm sorry, to not have a plan B is crazy. That SDFC team, you're telling me that you cannot drill, you cannot teach this team to sit back and counter? You can't? Come on. These are professionals, man. I know it's not Barcelona, Bayern. Yeah, it's not the Champions League. It's the MLS. But they're professional freaking players, man. And today, the second half was just awful. I mean, misplaced passes, constantly just going out wide and trying to put crosses, and the crosses were horrible. What else do you want me to say, man? It just reeked of the team not knowing what to do, not having a plan B, and the team showing that they've kind of stagnated a bit, dude. They definitely have stagnated a bit this last three weeks or so, 3.5 weeks or so. They've stagnated. We got 2 huge wins back to back at home against LAFC 3-2, against Seattle 3-0, Seattle Sounders 3-0, and we followed it up with just 3 horrible performances. Three horrible performances, 2 horrible away performances, and I was really wanting them to come back to Snapdragon Stadium, come back home, and get back on track. Get a good result against a team we've already beat. And it just didn't happen for us today. The team struggled to break the RSL defense down. Now, credit to RSL, I do think they learned their lessons from the first game because, we weren't able to attack them as freely. We weren't able to have our way with them at their back line. So credit to them. They obviously took a lot of lessons from the first game against us and improved big time. Big time. So, credit to them. 3-1 win. They fully deserve it. And we have another home game, back-to-back home games. This one was a loss. The next one is to Dallas. The next one, that has to be a win, man. We cannot go 4 losses in a row. I'm sorry. We can't. We need to get back on track. We need to get this win. Because, yes, we've lost 3 losses. We have 3 losses in a row, right? I'm watching the UFC right now in the background, and some guys, Anthony Smith is getting clobbered. If you watch the UFC, Anthony Smith is bleeding from his dome right now. We can't lose 4-0 because I don't want this season to turn into, we keep losing, and all of a sudden we go from being in the top 2 of the Western Conference to 15 games of the season. We're now in the bottom 5 because we haven't been able to rediscover ourselves and advance as a team and develop as a team to adapt to others adapting to us. It's kind of like a word vomit right there, what I just said, but I hope it makes sense because to me it does. The team needs to develop more. The team needs to have a plan B. And also, I think we're just seeing as well, like, this team also is lacking quality. Oh my God, you guys, Anthony Smith, he is bleeding a whole ocean up right now. Wow. This team, the quality also lacks. Like today, Andres Driver is a great player. I really like him. Today he was quiet. It was really Chucky Lozano was our only serious outlet where I felt like, something's going to come from Chucky. So, Chucky's going to get us the win. Chucky's going to take on a guy, get a shot off, something, open the game up for us. But, you're looking at it, Valakari isn't really necessarily to level. Ingvartsen is injured. He wasn't really doing anything before he got injured. And the midfield, I like Sverskov. Wow, he's bleeding a lot. Sverskov is good. Godoy and De La Torre, that's what I wanted to say. At times with this SDFC team, they try to do it too pretty. They want to open up the most perfect shot for themselves. They will pass, and just try to shoot when, oh, it's a clear opportunity. Oh, we've created ourselves an open opportunity, an open shot at goal. Sometimes I just want these guys shoot from the outside of the 18. Shoot from the outside of the 18, man. Why? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Because we get into a, oh my God, Anthony Smith is like beefing. We get into a motion where we go to the wing. We take it to the wing, right? We just cross and we can't score. We just cross and inshallah, you guys. If you watch European football, it's called cross and inshallah. It's cross and hope. Today, I was frustrated because in the end, all we're really doing is crossing and hoping. At times, bro, give the other team another look at goal. Take long shots. Screw it, because you never know. What if you hit the perfect long shot and it goes in? What if a deflection falls to a player free in the box? It's just another way of creating your own luck. But I don't know. There's crazy things going on in the UFC fight right now. So I got distracted there. But those are my thoughts for my comeback SDFC video. Yeah, hopefully, I just hope for the best in the next game at home against Dallas next week. And yeah, obviously I'll be here for the post-match reaction on that game as well. So let's see what happens. Let's try to bounce back. And yeah, SDFC. Hopefully, I do think the coaching staff and everyone is smart enough to realize this. And they're not just going to stick to one way of playing and not try to fix things. So I have faith in them. We're a young team. We haven't even played 10 MLS games. We will grow. But, the deficiencies in this team are becoming more and more apparent, which typically happens for teams when they're playing in their first year as a franchise in a league, especially in the MLS. So, is what it is, guys. It's been your boy Hokage. Like, subscribe. And yeah, SDFC, man. Let's bounce back, get that one against Dallas next week. And let's move. We move, man. We move in silence. Shh. It's been your boy Hokage. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.